How safe is my pregnancy at 16 weeks?
You're roughly 4 months into a 9 to 10 month process, depending on how you want to count it.
I'm counting by weeks.
Let's just say the odds of it being an ectopic pregnancy are dramatically lower, because if you had one of those, you'd have known by now.
We knew I didn't have that because of the first sonogram.
The odds of miscarriage drop off significantly after the end of the first trimester because that's when organs are forming.
That's around the 12th or 13th week.
There is still a risk of miscarriage, but around 4 out of 5 that are going to happen have happened by now.
I've heard there were other risks during this phase of pregnancy.
There is a chance of preeclampsia, where the baby essentially demands more than your body can deliver and your blood pressure starts to go up.
I thought it already did from all the blood and other fluids sloshing around in there.
This is a sudden spike in blood pressure that can lead to stroke, aneurysms, heart attack.
That is serious.
So if you start literally seeing red, have a pounding headache, blood rushing through your skull, dizziness, get to a doctor to see if that's what is going on.
Can they do anything about it?
Yes, save your life.
I've heard dizziness can be a symptom of a different problem.
If the placenta detaches a little, or there's any type of internal tear, or the growing fetus puts pressure on an existing fibroid, you can have internal bleeding.
I know that any type of bleeding during pregnancy is bad.
It is common for women to see a little blood after having sex because the blood-swollen tissues are more prone to tearing a little, though that's not bad in and of itself.
That's good to know.
And very minor spotting can occur if the hormones aren't quite in sync.
If I have a full period, I'm not pregnant anymore.
If you have severe bleeding like a menstrual cycle or a steady stream of fresh blood, even if minor, you need to go to the emergency room.
I thought you'd say doctor.
If you have a detached placenta or are going into early labor, the doctors need you where they can do surgery and blood transfusions if necessary.
What are the odds of that?
The odds of any of these worst-case scenarios are very low, less than 1%. However, you want to know about these things so that if it happens to you, you know to go to the hospital to get the right type of care.
Then I'm pretty much safe from this sort of thing.
I can't say that your high blood pressure won't get worse with pregnancy, which can seem like preeclampsia if it gets high enough.
I've already talked to the doctor about that.
And if you have unmanaged blood sugar, you have a chance of a 10-pound-plus baby.
That is what leads to complicated labors later on. Fortunately, I don't have that risk factor, and it sounds like good odds I will have a healthy baby at the end.